Hey everybody, Brian Von Vier here. Today we've got a unique question for everybody out there. What is your world's great big mystery? And do you even know the answer yourself? Now, by big mystery, I mean like our mystery, such as, how was the universe formed? But that's obviously a mystery every world has, unless your world has figured it out, in which case, double thumbs up, good for them. We're talking about things that are a circumstance to your world's laws or history. Nova City is where the story takes place, and it's an underground doomsday colony turned city, in which life away from the sky has been 100% normal for 800 years. This is their reality. It takes place on Earth. It's all because the outside has been turned into a biological wasteland of mutated life forms, with only a few outside villages that brave the deadliness of it all, called Earthwalkers. It's extremely difficult to traverse, and Nova City needs to keep a tight grip on their resources and using them. So, there haven't been any attempts to build a vehicle that could go outside, despite some arguing for the invention of such a thing. Now, the big mystery from this is, are there any other colonies or large civilizations which are also isolated from Nova City? It's almost like the theory of aliens. Nova has formed a completely different culture than the one we have today, with a different language and lifestyle. If there's anything else like Nova out there, chances are they also have a different language and society which has been formed. A lot of history has been lost during the time society was collapsing. And honestly, overall, they're just in the dark due to past circumstances. Some theories involve cities in the ocean, unlikely because fish too can mutate, and they get massive. Or there's a massive airplane in the sky that keeps their distance from the Earth and them somewhat more likely? Question mark? But yeah, I don't have an answer. No clue if there's actually anything else out there. It's not important to the storyline, and I think it's good to have mysteries that literally no one, not even the god, aka me, know the answer to. The Lurker. A shadowy humanoid figure with no features whatsoever. Just pure, smooth black. It's been around for thousands of years, so long that almost every culture has its own myths about him. And he's always there. Anytime something may be historically important, he can be seen, watching. So much so that he appears in history books even though he can't influence anything. He can't touch, only observe. No one knows who he is. No one knows what he is. No one knows where he came from, except for two people. Some believe he's an ancient spirit. Some believe he's a god older than Kreus, goddess of death and oldest and only true immortal being herself. Some believe he's an omen of something to come. Some believe he's even the Earth itself, a manifested representation of the planet. None of these legends are true. The only two beings who know who he is are Karis, his mother, and Thalia, his sister and the goddess of order. The Lurker's real name is Killian, and he's the god of chaos, the second oldest being in all of creation, with his sister being the third, though only by a few minutes since they're twins. Chaos cannot exist without order and, vice versa. Now, a long time ago, after he killed a god, something thought impossible at the time, the other gods worked together to seal Killian away in a pocket universe. Of course, the other gods besides Order and Death don't know this. They thought Killian was basically dead. Killian has slowly learned how to thin the veil between realities, appearing as just a shadow able to observe the real world. So, how did Karis procreate to create the twins? That is a very good question. I do have an answer, though. She didn't. There are three constants in the world: death, order, and chaos. Death came first, then chaos came as the universe started to fully get started. But chaos cannot exist without order to balance it, so his sister came along a few minutes later. They were never babies or children. They basically just kind of manifested as the universe was being born. Karis was first, and she was already a few hundred years older, So she was there when the twins came into being. She taught them about existence and basically just took a motherly role, so she's actually just their adoptive mother, but they're all so close they consider themselves real family despite not being blood related. The reason Kara's is the only true unkillable one is because she was the first. If you kill a god, sure, what they represent still exists, but it will be far less controllable. That's the responsibility of a god, to control their domain. So she made sure she couldn't be killed. She made 3 gems, one for her, and one for each of her twins, and much later one for the other gods. Each gem holds most of their power. So long as their power survives, a new god can be made, but it takes time, during which their domain is out of balance. So to ensure death was always balanced, she bound her soul to the gem, and told no one it was even possible. So her body can die, but her soul will live on and just make a new one. It may sound all over the place, but that's because I'm trying to explain in as few sentences as possible. Also, if you listen in, I'd like to know, what about life? Is there no life? Because you would imagine death would be coming with life if chaos comes with order. Did I just ruin a plotline, or did I create one? In the world of Grimvault, the greatest and most profound mystery is the Grimvault itself. This ancient, enigmatic dungeon beneath Havenstone is a source of endless speculation, intrigue, and fear. Its origins, age, purpose, and creators remain shrouded in mystery, making it a central enigma of the world. Unknown origins and purpose, age, and creation. The true age of the Grimvault and the identity of its creators are unknown. It predates Havenstone and possibly even the oldest known civilizations in this world. Intended purpose. The purpose of the Grimvault is a subject of much debate. It's unclear whether it was designed to protect something within, keep something out, or serve a more arcane and unfathomable purpose. Ever-changing labyrinth. Architectural anomaly. The Grimvault's constantly shifting walls and rooms defy known laws of architecture and physics. This ever-changing nature has led to theories about it being a living entity or a creation of a highly advanced lost civilization. Magical traps and creatures. The Grimvault is filled with magical traps and mysterious creatures, some of which are unique to its confines. The complexity and danger of these traps further add to the enigma. Sentience and sadistic humor. Why sadistic humor? Apparent sentience. The Grimvault's traps and transformations often display a perverse and sadistic sense of humor, as if the dungeon itself enjoys the trials it puts explorers through. This has led to speculations about the Grimvault being sentient or controlled by an unseen intelligence. Cultural and historical significance. Impact on Havenstone. The Grimvault is deeply intertwined with Havenstone's history and culture. It influences local folklore, magical studies, and even the city's architecture and defenses. Source of myths and legends. It has given rise to countless myths, legends, and tales, with each expedition into its depths adding to the lore of Havenstone. In terms of knowing the answer to this mystery, even I do not have a definitive explanation for the Grimvault's origins and true purpose. It remains an enigma, a source of endless speculation and wonder. This mystery is integral to the allure and depth of Havenstone, inviting imagination and exploration. What killed the Red Blue Black? For 2 million years, the Red Blue Black rules over the Triangulum galaxy as a Type 3 civilization. They were essentially a galaxy-spanning supercomputer, harvesting the energy of stars and resources of planets to boost their processing power. The Red Blue Black was held together by artificial wormholes they could build, and launch one end into space towards its eventual destination. They had begun colonizing other galaxies too, such as Andromeda and nearby dwarf galaxies. Their technology was so advanced that any other civilizations were swept aside easily by their forces. And then, for some reason, about 20,000 years ago, their empire completely collapsed. The portal network fizzled out, and the only surviving component of the computer was buried under the rubble of their former homeworld. Nobody knows who or what brought down the Red Blue Black. Was it some kind of internal conflict, a natural cosmic event, or an even more advanced civilization? The answer may be lost to time forever. For millennia, the computer waited for death, but something else came first. One of their old artificial wormhole ships had reached its destination in the Milky Way galaxy, establishing the link between their home world and a planet called Earth. Unable to repair itself enough to colonize this planet as it was supposed to, the red-blue-black remnant watched on as these goofy-looking ape creatures came through the portals and started colonizing their planet instead. The red-blue-black will not be able to rebuild itself on its own, but it hopes that these new visitors can be manipulated into helping bring its factories and weapons back online. In my fantasy setting, the biggest unknown is, where do spirits come from? Even the spirits themselves don't know. They just kind of come into existence, but no one has ever observed it, and the spirits obviously can't remember what happened before they existed. They are just suddenly aware they exist, but have no idea how they came to be. I do have an answer for this one, though. They are basically Boltzmann brains, consciousness appearing out of nowhere. But the people and spirits of my world don't know that, and have all kinds of ideas. In my sci-fi setting, the biggest question is, what happened to the aliens that populated the Milky Way before the current area? The galaxy is dotted with ruined megastructures and other evidence of a great civilization that existed about 5 million years ago, but no one knows what happened to it. None of the modern species go back that far, and all records preserved in those ancient structures seem to be corrupted and unreadable. I don't have an answer at the moment, but I'm working on something to figure it out. I honestly just wanted a reason to not have truly ancient aliens in my sci-fi setting, considering it's based on our actual 13 billion-year-old universe. Hey, Reapers, go look at Mass Effect, trust me, it's fun! Where did the people of the Serpent disappear to? I mean, Conan the Barbarian has something to say about that one, but I digress. In my world, there's a place the people of the Empire call the Colonies. It's a huge continent full of exotic plants and animals and ruins of an ancient civilization. It is named People of the Serpent because the ruins contain iconographies of a 6-winged serpent. They disappeared a very long time ago, judging from the state of the ruins. But they used to be advanced people who built grand structures of white marble with very detailed carvings and statues, aqueducts, and other architectural marvels decades before any other known nation. But nobody knows what happened to them. Their language has yet to be deciphered, so the records that are left are useless. Here's the answer, though. The serpent that they worshipped as a god consumed them. That's like the worst reveal ever. It's like, yeah, they all died. Why? They ate them. It's like, uh-oh, God ate them? Yep, yeah, okay. Now, he did it to gain power to kill his 3 brothers and gain dominion over their lands as well. And he succeeded in mortally wounding all 3 of them, but they in turn wounded him too. So now he's lying in slumber trying to heal his wounds before he can rise and take his prize. Quetzalcoatl, eat your heart out. Hey everybody, Brian Von VA checking in after the vid. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, ring that bell, and let us know down in the comments below. What is your world's great, big, masterful mystery? And do you even know the answer yourself?